Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, so I've been wanting to make this video for a while. Some of you may remember one of the earlier videos on this channel, I sort of hinted at an acting school thing that I didn't have a great experience with. So in case you're wondering, this is the video that I said I would make talking more about it. So I've tried to make the script for this video already on 2 separate occasions. I went back and looked at those recently, and after doing that, I've decided to change my approach here a little bit. In those earlier versions, I did thorough breakdowns of my entire experience at the school before I dropped out. I think if I were to make one of those videos now, I would just come across as angry and frustrated, which might be okay. It was a frustrating experience, don't get me wrong, but that frustration would only be present in the video as sort of a side effect of me kind of reliving or retelling the experience, the best I could for the purposes of that video, but it doesn't necessarily reflect how I feel about it now. I've grown past it, surely. So instead of talking about everything that led up to me dropping out of that specific acting school then, instead, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about how dropping out changed me and how I'm challenging myself now to move past it. So after dropping out, I really started to distrust, acting institutions, classes, that kind of thing. After that experience, I felt like I could just kind of see straight through them, if that makes any sense. It's really hard to find any school or, class that isn't trying to just, give you the tools that you need to, blah, blah, blah. But spoiler, you have the tools, you have them, they just might need some sharpening. And, at a certain point, I'm just not sure how much refining that you can do in one of those sporadic, classroom environments. It sort of just becomes a barrier to its own purpose in a weird way. I tried taking actually an on-camera acting class a few months after I had dropped out and also had a terrible time. I didn't learn nothing, but at the end of the day, you spend most of your time in an environment like that just trying to be relaxed and comfortable. And right when you begin to connect to a piece that you're working on, or you do a take, if we're using the on-camera class as an example, and you're like, that felt great. I can't wait to tear that apart, to get some comments on it, to talk about this a little bit. They're either like, that was great, or they give you some really flat, motivational comment, and then of course the classic next. I don't know, maybe it's just New York, but I went through classes in college and I never really ran into this issue, but I was also starting from the ground up in college, so there was a lot more to cover, there was a lot to catch up on, so I guess I'm unsure. It's unfortunate though, because I think that classes can often be seen as something that maybe leads to regularly auditioning, to collecting resources, networking and all of that stuff. If you're fresh off the bus in New York City and you're trying to be an actor, one of the first things you do is probably start taking classes. I mean, that's what I did. When it comes to acting, for me though, I feel like I kind of got stuck in there somewhere. I dropped out, did some stuff, I didn't really have any friends close by at the time to kind of lean on for motivation. And then my primary interests started to shift into these broader spaces because I was feeling unfulfilled artistically in that area at the time. Is that all because of the experience that I had at that school? It seems ridiculous, but I'm not entirely sure. It seems a little unfair to think that I would have to force myself to suffer through classes and experiences like that just playing along, simply hoping to grow. I'm definitely more of a tactile learner, meaning that I learn better by doing and experiencing. I feel like most actors are. I could be wrong. What is that saying? You can read a book about acting, but you're not acting until you're acting. Something like that, I don't know. In the classes that I've taken so far, when I'm in the class, I just feel like I'm capped at about eye level. Like there's something I'm just missing off the top, something I'm just not getting from that experience. I dropped out from that acting school just over 4 years ago. And since then, like I said, I've been acting, I've been exploring some of these other interests. I certainly haven't been stagnant, but I can't help but shake this feeling that there is something there in that class space that I shouldn't ignore. Maybe I'm missing something great, a key item that up until this point has just been hidden behind some of the bullshit in these other classes. I could very well just have not yet taken the class that's right for me. There's always a class that's out there that's right for you, right? That's what they say. So in an effort to push myself past all of this, I'm gonna be trying something new-ish. I have signed back up for acting classes, but with a twist. They're voiceover classes, and they start next month. Something I've never done before, mixed with something that I'm very familiar with. Going in, I know that I'm going to be learning quite a lot. So I'm hopeful that this is a fresh experience for me, and the new mixed with the old, I'm hoping will provide me with a perspective on something that maybe I just haven't seen yet. I am cautiously optimistic. I hope that this video isn't uninspiring. If there's any advice that I could provide here, it would be to just keep doing. Experiences, good or bad, are experiences nonetheless. And I think that we should be welcoming of the development and the growth that will come from them. That is certainly an ideal that I have been trying to better incorporate into my artistic career lately. I fully do not regret attending that acting school for those reasons. Dropping out widens my perspective and challenges me now, actually years later, to continue to improve. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like. Check out the Some of Us podcast. I co-host with my wife, accounting, artistry, and everything in between. It's a great time. No video next week. I'll be on vacation, but I will come back. I promise. Bye.